SE Dons are the biggest Sunday League team in the world, but they've just got even bigger. They've joined non-league. However, their ambition doesn't stop there. Where's the end goal?
Premier League.
We're down at the new home of SE Dons to see how the club are adapting to Saturday football. Plus, we get a taste of their brand new footy scran. Big G, this is the home of SE Dons. In non-league football, you must be buzzing.
Firstly, Curly, I have to welcome you to the Blue San Siro.
It's lovely.
You're allowed to make as much noise as you want until the council complain. And on top of that, it's in the heart of our borough, man. We're only one of two teams to be able to do that, and it feels special, man. You came on the journey when we was doing Sundays, and now we're on the non-league journey, man.
Yeah, how did that come about? You called me in the summer and said, it's all happened quite quick.
Yeah.
We're now going into non-league.
So you can only imagine, I would say it's a miracle, firstly. We was at the point where Sunday League, our only way of kind of showing how powerful and how well supported we were was in the Cup finals. You know it doesn't happen every year. Fortunately for us, we got to the London Cup final. It was a good day out. We brought over 3,500 to AFC Wimbledon's ground, but we lost, and then we didn't actually achieve the finish to the season that we wanted, which was to every year for Paula, who was Andrew's mum, which we've always said anything for Paula for. We ended up not winning a single piece of silverware, and it was like one of the most down moments I've had in my career, because it was like that was part of our club DNA. And then the big man upstairs looked down upon us. The sun was shining on us, man. The sun was shining on us. And we spoke to a local club, which was Forest Hill Park, who was at a point of basically, they actually got relegated, but because the league actually had less teams in it, they weren't able to go down.
Right.
So it was like, listen, we are a club that is ready to go and give this borough, this community, something to really get behind. And Forest Hill Park and SE Dons was going to merge. So hence why you look on the league table, you see Forest Hill Park, but SE Dons, man.
When can you become SE Dons?
We have to go through the process of, obviously through the London FA, of becoming that, because that for me, we're not in the FA Cup, we're not in the FA Vars this year, but next season, hopefully everything goes to plan. You'll see SE Dons in the Vars, SE Dons in the FA Cup. And then,
that's massive, isn't it?
I've said that I want a away day at the Den, because it would just be amazing to play here, and it would just be an incredible achievement for us as a team. And Sundays to the FA Cup it's unthinkable for a lot, but Dorking have done it, Mark White
Exactly.
done it, and he's somebody that I've watched closely, and I think has done an incredible job.
Has anything surprised you since joining non-league?
Do you know what? No. I've been one of these people, like, you remember when I first came on Soccer AM and I had the opportunity, I'm here in my Sunday League 2 medals, and I'm like, this is where we come from. So I was always playing Sunday League and non-league, so there was nothing that I didn't expect. I was used to crazy managers, crazy pitches, so it was just for me, it was a smooth transition. And the craziest thing was, I was playing this division last year, so I was scoping the league, understanding what needed to be done, who needed to be beat, and now I'm like, gentlemen, this is our time.
Have you taken anyone from the previous club?
A lot of our players, fortunately for us, were friends, family, so it was like they were playing step 2, step 3, step 4, which meant that they were on good budget. So a lot of the boys that we wanted to bring on this journey, we weren't financially ready to do. So we had to put things in place to kind of balance out the wages so that we could bring a few people on board, but a lot of people had to take wage cuts. If I'm really honest, all of us had to look at it and go, do we want to be part of something special, or do we want to fill our pockets?
That's the commitment
Yeah.
of being with SE Dons. So do the players get paid now? Is that something
Yeah,
you've got
that's
to
the
deal with
first-
as well? That's the first thing, isn't
You
it?
start looking at people thinking, you ain't played well today, like,
Not worth the £75 or...
who let you out? I've left my house this morning and that's there for your giving. No, I'm joking. But it's crazy though, because again, yeah, like, this is the first time that we've ever paid people. Like, the opportunities that you got from playing for the Dons before it was brand exposure. You know, you would do shoots, you'd get opportunities led off the back of it, whether
Yeah.
it was your business got exposed to the community, more people came to you, references. So we're paying people, it's mad.
There will no doubt be comparisons between the Dons and #United. Both clubs have a huge social following and the players tend to have big personalities. But as SE Dons replicate what # did in 2018 and move into non-league, how will they balance personalities and football ability when recruiting players?
I think we've been blessed here, because the Dons DNA has always been, you need two things in particular, or one more than the other. You have to be blessed with incredible ability and potentially quiet, or you have to have the character that brings you to the park. So we've managed to bring those boys on this journey, and it's like, look, we're here, man. Like, I'm genuinely so excited because although I got injured, I spoke to you, I had my surgery. Like I got injured in the first game of pre-season. You don't have to zoom in, but you can if you want to.
It's a hefty one.
Yeah, but when we spoke to Spencer, because we've done a podcast with him, we spoke about the differences between us and them, and it's SE Dons actually has a home.
Yeah.
We play in a borough that we've all grown up in. We're from Lewisham and Greenwich, so you come to our home ground, it's people that are leaving their houses, like who actually live here and have known us since we've been growing up. That's our advantage. We have a home base, whereas they haven't got that. And he was honest about it, which is incredible, but he also said to us that the trajectory of what we're going to do is only going to go upwards, because you actually can go from our first Sunday League games being recorded to now seeing every step of the journey to now. So we're getting like the non-league, what they call ground hoppers coming in, and they're like, guys, like I've only just discovered you today.
How many do you expect to get at home games?
Can I thank you both, but before we get into that, yeah?
You can do that if you like.
I watched your piece on Farnham, right?
Oh, right, yeah, cool.
With Hugo,
Harry Hugo.
Yeah, Harry Hugo, yeah. And I can't explain how much it inspired me, where I came back to the gentleman and I said, I would rather leave Sunday League with no budget and play non-league than be here, because we have got the ability to. The whole journey has always been inspiring and aggressive and progressive. We've always been that. It's aggression and progression. We've always had that. And when I saw that, I was like, I want a piece of that. And so I need to thank you guys for the work you've done there. And that's probably why so many people have watched it as well.
And if you want to watch our video from Farnham, the link is in the description.
So this now is the Blue San Siro.
That's right.
You said in the summer, the pitch isn't great. I had a little inspection. There are a few sandy bobbles, a few shot putters that have had a good distance.
I've always said, be proud of where you come from. This is home.
That's it. It needs a cut though, doesn't it?
Well, we did have javelin going on a few days ago. It's used for the athletic season throughout. So for the first month of our season, we're actually not allowed to play on it.
Madness.
So for the whole of August, every game was an away game. We were drawn to the 5 teams out of our 6 who were in the playoffs last year or just outside. We come from Sunday League. You ain't ever going to hear us complain. You ain't never going to hear me complain.
You can't complain.
But I will put in a complaint to Soccer AM.
Oh, no.
Now, the pitch underneath that AstroTurf was concrete.
Yeah, that was.
But that didn't stop me from being Big G.
And taking out every big guest that we had. And
hence why you didn't see me every week. But yeah, no, do you know what? Because it's where we're from, Carl, we've had, even on the road, like, the beauty of YouTube is it reaches so many different communities. So like when we've played away, we've broken 4 teams' home attendances already, and that's away.
Quality.
So again, we're just expecting the borough to get behind us, and we need them to. And we've done something which is obviously season tickets. It's learning so many things. So we've got VIDs, which is very important dons, and they're the people that have bought season tickets and we've had over 150 people buying them, and let alone on the match attendances. So what can we do apart from thank the Dons family, man?
Saturday football, step 6.
Yeah.
Where's the end goal?
Premier League.
How many years? As long as it takes.
Listen, what I would love to be is Football League within 10, which I think it's asking a lot, but it's possible. Premier League before I die, or at least if I die and I know we're in the Championship, I'll be like, 1 more year, boys. I was here when you were doing Sundays. So, but nah, entering the professional game would be something that would be like me on a personal level. To have been involved would be one of my greatest achievements. Because I look at Man United and you hear about the railway workers and things like that. If you heard like it was just some kids who had a dream from Lewisham Borough who all got behind each other and they created something great, I'd be like, I love that. Why not us?
And we're here for the SE Dons burger as well.
The Don Burger. So we've been sponsored by German Doner Kebab for the last few years, and they've spoken our kind of language. You know, they've seen us and they've gone, you see what you guys are doing, we're going to support that and we're going to get behind it and we're going to show you what it means. So they've been our main sponsor for a few years now. But they understood that we've got the sauce, Curly.
The special kind of sauce.
We've been seasoning you. So today, 100 people, the first 100 are going to receive a Don Burger through the front door. It's actually sold up and down the country. We're
good.
selling burgers up and down the country. SE Dons, madness. Don Burger, go get it.
We'll be getting our hands on the Don Burger very soon, but in order to get sponsorship like this and grow the business, you need someone with experience at the top to make things happen. And that person is club chairman Andy Ansah.
A new adventure, a new challenge for SE Dons. They are in non-league football.
It's unreal, honestly, it's unbelievable. We set a plan out, I say 4 years ago, we were like, we've got to go non-league. We were due to go next season to go into non-league. We've come a season earlier with Forest Hill Park. But it's a dream come true for the boys and for the club. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to be honest, it's been a struggle putting everything together. You've seen how by the time I get here to get everything set up, it's a struggle, but it's the best thing ever. And everyone's buzzing, I'm buzzing. It's really galvanised me from being a pro footballer and what I do, but to be back in the mix like this, it's unbelievable.
What are the biggest challenges of going from Sunday league football to non-league?
Firstly, it's finance. It's finance. So we had to find in the region of 250 grand for the beginning of this season to get us through this season. Yeah, because we'll start it straight away. We've got players at SE Dons that play a lot higher usually on a Saturday and are on a good wage. They've actually dropped their wage so that they can play for us, but we still had to find the money. We've got 5 now full-time staff running Winter Club, so it's a lot. And obviously our media team is a key part of our business. So yeah, we've had to find that money, but we've done it, which is great.
You touched on it there, the production side of it. How big is that off the pitch?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, it's non-stop. The boys, we have schedules. You know, my background is working in media. We have schedules, so they have to hit the deadlines. Otherwise, the knock-on effect is too big. It's catastrophic for us as a football club. So everyone has to hit their schedules all the time. So from a Monday morning, the edits, even the photographers, you'll see 3 photographers today. They'll leave here today, go home. Within 3 hours, they will have folders for every single player and all the manager and everything, and links sent out to the players to get posting. Because the more posts we have, the bigger we build our organic audience. So even they're on a strict timeline.
That's Premier League standard.
It really is. But that's why we ended up 19th most engaged football club in England, is because we do it to that standard.
And the home pitch here, the Blue San Siro, Big G called it.
Yes, that's it.
Is the ambition to get your own home ground one day?
The ambition is to buy our own home ground. We've actually started the process. I spent last week at 3 different grounds, looking at the grounds and talking to different personnel, trying to find the right ground. So we've got to spend, I would say, in the regions of £2 to £3 million on a ground. It sounds mad, astronomical numbers, but we are looking for a ground as we speak. We are looking for a ground. This is perfect for us right now because we've come early into this league. So this will do us for this season. But in order to grow the business like we've got in our business plan, we need to buy a ground so that then we can build our academy, our women's football, and all the kids teams and everything, both boys and girls kids teams coming through. So we're within the next 3 weeks, but we are going to sign a deal to take on 20 kids teams.
Fantastic.
So they will switch to SE Dons next season, but we're going to sign a deal with a local guy from Lewisham, and take over. He's going to integrate his 20 teams into SE Dons.
When you first started this journey, did you envisage it getting to where it is today?
I'm a bit different to most people. So when I came on this journey 4 years in, because my son found his love for football again, Zach, playing for SE Dons. And I went to a game and I looked at the infrastructure and I looked at the fans and I'm like, this is a multi-million-pound business. So I went in and spoke to the boys and they made me the chairman and we put everything in place. We created a board and then started to work with, in the last 6 years, in terms of financing for the club, we've raised over 400 grand to finance the club. And that's because we've created a business structure that works where people are held accountable for what they do. So now we've got sponsors like GDK, like Maxi Nutrition. There's one more, we've had Puma. There's a new sponsor coming in on that side, which will be revealed in the next 2 to 3 weeks. But we've got a lot of very, very good sponsors involved with this football club. Plus, we get people who make donations to the club, which is great. We've had people send £1,000, get £1,000, we're donating to the club. That's going for season tickets. Give it to underprivileged children.
Incredible.
It's unbelievable. It's unreal. I always say this football club, and I've always said to the boys that our target is we want to be everybody's second team. So if you support Crystal Palace, Charlton, I'm talking about local team, Mail or anyone, or even if you support Newcastle, make us your second team. Be a part of the SE Don family. We want everyone to be a part of this journey.
What's it like being the chairman of SE Dons?
My wife will give you the perfect answer because honestly, I spend more time with SE Dons doing SE Dons business than my own business is. It's draining, but it's an enjoyable training because I know the journey and how much success we're going to gain. Further forward, like we've had a lot of success today, but the success we're going to going forward is going to be amazing. So we're now in the process, I'm talking to 2 different companies of putting together a shareholding plan, and we've got this whole plan going out that fans will actually be able to purchase shares for their kids and everything like that. So we want to open it up and make it a real sort of supporters club. You know, it's important for us. We got fans all over the world, supporters. So we changed our terminology from fans to supporters because people at SC Dons who support this club, they actually financially support the club. People in America are buying season tickets. People all over the world, people in Africa are buying season tickets just to support the club. They're not going to make it to the games, but they want to help finance this football club.
That's so special.
Honestly, it fills me with so much pride. And I've got to give a lot of credit to Don Strapsy, who is the founder, and Ryan Palmer, who is a co-founder of this football club. Because Don Strapsy especially, he's committed his life to this club. This is his life. And then you look at Mr. Old School, his dad, this club keeps him alive. You know, he lives and breathes SC Dons. And it's a great thing. He lost his wife, but SC Dons has given him a new lease of life. Nothing will ever replace his wife. And God bless her, Paula, because she's up there looking over all of us and guiding us through this journey, which is why we say anything for Paula. But you look at it beyond football, beyond the money, it's giving people life and a purpose. And that's the most important thing. It really is.
Big G said the dream to reach the Premier League.
Yeah. And
Fantastic.
It sounds absolutely ridiculous, but we're giving ourselves 10 years. We are, and this is part of our guidelines, we are aggressively progressive. That's who we are as SC Dons, and we're going to continue being aggressively progressive. And now don't take that the wrong way. I'm talking about aggressive in our journey to get to where we want to be.
Yeah.
We need to give our all to get to where we want to be. That's what's important for us.
And if there's one team that can do it, it's SC Dons.
Do you know what? I love you saying that, and I truly believe in it. I believe in it, otherwise I wouldn't be here. I'm 100% committed to this football club, and my dream is to take this all the way.
Off the pitch, the plans are set as the Dons' journey to the Premier League begins. But ultimately, it's what they do on the pitch which will determine the outcome.
Daisy, this must be a very different job to what you're used to managing in non-league.
Yeah, I don't think there's a club like this in the world, to be honest. It's so unique in so many different ways, from how it started to the meaning behind it. And I think for most people, probably still alive, you're kind of witnessing the birth of a football club that is looking to obviously progress, which is going to be really difficult. I think it definitely has the potential and the right people here to be able to do it, but it's different.
What surprised you the most when you took the job?
First of all, how much love and respect I got from the get-go, from obviously in-house, especially a lot of the old guards. Even just small things like just starting to get spotted on the train and petrol stations and everything, but just how polite everybody was. And I think when you're involved in football, you do like to feel appreciated. It's one of the highest compliments you can probably get if somebody turns around and goes, oh, what a player he was. And I remember like growing up going to Charlton with my dad, and he'd run into people and he'd go, oh, what player he was, by the way, and everything. So I think to just kind of have that little bit of, oh, people will know what this is about and they know what the club means. And so to be the person at the helm is more pressure than probably what I expected to start with, but one that I'm trying to embrace, and that is made a lot easier by the surrounding support that you probably don't get at other non-league clubs.
How do you deal with the media attention that a job like this has?
I didn't think it would end up being what it actually turned out to be. I remember doing the promotion video for when I was going to be announced, and then my partner and we got a newborn son. They said it was going to be on this date at this time. So I finished work, went and had a shower, and she's like, let's just go for a walk. Left my phone at home. Unless we maybe get to the Premier League and I'm the manager, I'm not sure I've had that many notifications come up on my phone. Yeah, I'm only on Twitter, but my following went through the roof, and I think it was the next day, was the first time that somebody on the underground looked at me and he's like, "You new Dons manager?" And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Didn't take much.
Yeah, it's a bit bizarre, but there's so many people here that are so recognisable, so approachable, such great people. They're real life characters, and that's not just, you know, your Andrew and your George. It's the players, it's the old guards, it's how much they mean to the club. It's Mr. Old School, it's you know, their beloved Paula. It's everything, and then I try and banter a little bit with the chairman that it's kind of the real life dream team Harchester United.
What a show that was, by the way.
I'd love for him to invite them down, because I used to love that programme. You know, these guys are living the dream in owning their own football club. I think all of us when we were kids probably made ourselves on FIFA and Football Manager and all that stuff, and who knows, one day these boys might be on it for real.
You were obviously brought in for what you can do on the pitch. How do you manage a team that is full of personalities?
Ultimately, I've got good people to start with. I'm new to management in terms of a manager. I spent a long time as a number 2. I spent a long time as a manager within youth football. But men's football has not been an easy adjustment for me because it wasn't the avenue that I was particularly looking to go down. But then I had a taste of it and it went okay. And then I just thought, how far am I going to really get just being a number 2, whereas I can grow a reputation as a number 1. And don't get me wrong, one of the first things I said to all the players is, I'm going to make mistakes, I'm going to get things wrong. We're 6 games in and I've already done that. You never stop learning. And the whole time that these boys believe in me and trust in the incredible staff that I've got and the board back us as well, then we've got a good chance. You know, like I said, we're 6 games in, we've had 3 massive wins against teams in this league, and you know, we've had a couple of, you know, sloppy results. One here the other day that, you know, I would take responsibility for. But what you'll see today is you'll see the 2 biggest fan bases in the league. You'll see a lot of noise. You'll see a carnival atmosphere that I'm really looking forward to. And
come on, you Tons, come on! Come on, you Tons, come on! Ole, ole,
things like that make you feel like I'm at a football game.
Proper football.
And this is something that I've missed for the last couple of years since I left Dudley Jamlet.
You said you've made mistakes already in the first 6 games. What's been the biggest lesson?
Well, I got sent off on Wednesday. Do you know what? The biggest lesson is I actually find it harder to coach and manage at the lower levels. Nothing to do with player quality or player attitude or anything. There's not really too much different from, say, step 2 down to step 6. I've very rarely ever come across many bad eggs, but a pitch is different. The grounds are different, the opposition are different. There's no poor coaching, but there's a lot less structure. In the higher levels, it's more of a tactical battle. You'll have a rough idea of how teams are going to set up, and then you can exploit certain areas. And to be fair, in games where we've done that against opposition that are really structured, we've come out on top. The teams that have just got such great energy and they run and they kick and they head, but there isn't really much more, I've personally struggled to break down. Hopefully the club stick with me, that no doubt we'll probably have a few more dodgy results, but I hope that we can do well enough that I'm still at the helm, that as we push up the leagues, I actually think it will become easier for me.
3 points on offer today. Let's hope they don't trip up against another well-supported team in Clapton Community FC.
work hard, we're in the defend properly, attack properly, yeah? Let's go, nice and loud.
3, 2, 1, Dons! The visitors came out the traps the quickest, and this lad Noah looked a proper baller. He danced his way through the defence, but thanks to some class defending, he was denied the opener. However, it didn't take long for Noah to be put through on goal again, and this time he executed a very difficult finish by lobbing the Dons keeper. The atmosphere inside the Blue San Siro was rocking as the visitors took the lead, but as the half-time whistle went, more importantly, we were going to get our hands on the brand new Don Burger.
Hey Curly, it's my honour to give you one of our Don Burgers. Enjoy.
Gracias, senor.
It's signed for the Dons as well. I played in a few training sessions.
Look at
We
that.
signed the deal. The Don Burger. Go get it!
Right, this is an exclusive first taste of the Don Burger. But I think this is everything you want in a burger. It's a doner kebab and a brioche bun. Lovely. So what we've got in here, we've got a bit of pickle, some chicken doner meat, a bit of onion there, lettuce, tomato, and the secret sauce. Shh. That's all I've got for you.
With our stomachs full, the second half got underway, and I don't know what half-time snacks they had in the Dons changing room, but they were full of energy and levelled the game up with this shot come cross. It looked like a cross, but I'm not taking that away from him. Great goal to draw level. It was a very close game, but thankfully for the Dons and this video, the home side produced one more piece of magic to score late on. The supporters went absolutely crazy. You have to remind yourself, this is Step 6 football. SD Dons took home all 3 points, and this is what it means to them.
The one thing I underestimated when I came in at this club is everybody here. Everybody. You make this club what it is. I'm going again. You make it what it is. We heard you today. We heard you. To a man, every single one of you. Subs that came on and impacted, the 11 that started. Animals. Animals. And guess what? All these big games, all these big supporters, ain't nobody bigger than this club. Yeah!